I was muted the whole time. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading chat now. Okay. Let's do that again from the start. GM chat. Today's stream goals. I'm demoing my new editing workflow. So I built this from scratch over 3 days, and I'll show you the whole thing end to end. I also want to compare different harnesses on a similar task of mine. These are a few I added, and then also I might do atomic first, the atomic harness. And I also want to show you guys the co-host I made, which now has an avatar. I'm just waiting to run that app. Oh, here it is. Ultra Live Transcribe. I haven't seen this avatar yet on the desk, so it's going to be the first time that we see this. Let's see.
WStream.
WStream, what's up? Okay, so this should transcribe what I say. Oh, looks like I have to enable permissions. I swear I already did this. Ultra live okay, no, it wasn't on. Okay, so maybe this, because now it's actually taking screenshots to, okay, I have to reopen it to show where the co-host should go. So if this works how I want it, you'll see an avatar co-host and it'll go around and like actually see my screen and do stuff on the screen, but I'm not sure if that's working just yet. That might be, I might have enabled the wrong permission too. Let's enable, yeah, okay, hold on. So with macOS permissions, whenever you want to like view the screen and stuff, you got to enable it. Let's see if I can I drag this onto here? Oh, looks like I can. Okay, couldn't reopen, hopefully. Wait, actually, if that worked before, it should have worked. Okay, so that's there. It's already on. It's asking for it again, but edit preview is not showing. Damn. Okay, well, we got the old things. I'm not seeing the 3D co-host on the overlay, which is what I wanted. So just working with codecs here, be like, see if I can app shot this. There we go. I can't see the animated avatar for the co-host. Can you help? And then also this co-host should be connected to Twitch. I'm gonna bring the interval down to 30 seconds. It should be posting on Twitch, but oh yeah, see, it disconnects. For some reason I have to connect it every time. All right, quite a lot of bugs here, as you can see. I haven't tested this properly, but we will connect it. It's pretty quick to connect to Twitch. It's like 2 buttons. Oh, there's the avatar. Okay. Damn, it fixed it. This is sick. All right, let me refresh. Oh, shit. There's the avatar. What's up? Wow. Look, it's talking. All right, hold up. For some, I don't know why the edit. Hold on, maybe if I do. Oh, here we go. Edit. Okay. I want to remove the what is this called? The live transcription. Can I remove it? Co-host avatar. No, but I can make it very small. And maybe just off the screen completely. Or maybe just in the corner up here. This is kind of a funny place for it. Okay, and then this can be, ooh, nice. Maybe a bit smaller. Yep. Okay. All right, so the avatar. Okay, I can make it smaller. I was gonna say it's a bit big. There we go. It's like a mini version of me, and that's kind of the hope for it. Let's see if it gets in the way. So its messages should be also coming in through Twitch, but I think actually I needed to enable that. So I'm gonna go connect it. For some reason it keeps asking for permissions. That's a bug. I could probably solve it with codecs too. Interesting. The connect to Twitch or the edit preview buttons don't seem to be opening the Chrome window like they used to. I'm going to say that. The connect to Twitch button and the edit overlay button don't open in Chrome like they used to. Seems like that those buttons are broken now. Also, can we persist the Twitch connection? It seems like every time we build a new app, I have to redo the Twitch connection. And also, I keep getting this permissions pop up, even though I've already enabled this permission. All right. Have I used the new Quen 327B? I haven't, Chungus. What's up? Have you tried it? It seems like probably the best model in that size for sure. Under which subscription are you using codecs? Just the Plus subscription now. I don't have much usage left, but yeah, I'm just on the $20 a month subscription now. I've been like, I was on the $200, but instead of renewing on the first day, because I know I didn't have too much work to do, I just downgraded to $20, and then once I'm ready, I'll then upgrade. So then I get the whole month once I start. I think. Yeah, I don't know how that shit works exactly, but yeah. Co-host a running avatar, yeah. This is cool stuff for sure. Though the panel is kind of taken over my head. So let me move that up. And then what's this? Is this chat? Yeah, this is chat. Okay. Me. Boop. Boop. All right, panel height. I think we should make the font size a bit smaller. All right. Okay. Okay, while that co-host is debugging, it's cool that we even have a little co-host at the moment. How long did the co-host thing take to finish? I think it was only like less than 10 prompts. Maybe like 7, 8 prompts to get to where it is now. Yeah. All right, so Hook Ledger. This is my video editing workflow right now. It's like lagging a bit. Tried Quen today, hosted it on Azure on a single A100, and it didn't work at all. It just kept reasoning. Oh no. Yeah, there's a whole kind of science to running these models the right way. Seems like they're very finicky. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure about running it. I mean, why wouldn't you just use the API? I guess you get to learn a lot by trying to run it yourself as well. What's the minimum rig for a Quen of 27B? I think, well, there's different quantizations. I think even on like 13090, you could run it, but it'll be like not the full precision. If you have like 4 3090s, I think that's like the sweet spot. And then also maybe like one M3 Ultra Max. I could easily run it. I think the M3 Ultra or even the M5 Max. M5 Max, like these most Mac things would be able to run it. Maybe not very fast, but they could run it. For sure. Okay, I hope that all of our issues with the co-host have been solved by Codex. So I want to see if I can connect it to Twitch. Let's see, connect to Twitch. Maybe it's opening somewhere else that I can't see. Do I have a lot of windows open? That wouldn't make too much sense though. Okay, let's close this window. For some reason, the connect to Twitch doesn't open the URL I want. This is weird. It used to open in Chrome, like right away. But now nothing is opening. Okay. Codex is debugging it. Yeah, we can let that debug. It's fine. In the meantime, yeah, so this is my video editing workflow as of now. And trying to find a way to save costs. Dude, I'm telling you, API is the best way to save costs. You could probably get 27 Qwen 3 827B for free at some providers as well. There's so many, like, especially like a model that small, that you'd definitely be able to find it for free. Okay, so let me give an intro to Hook Ledger. And I think I'm going to try to do it with Excalibur. So my app is called Hook Ledger because that was the first prompt. The first prompt was like, gather every single possible hook from a given stream/video. So that's what the vision of Hook Ledger was. So I'm like, okay, what? Gather every single hook. Why? Hooks are the most important part of a vid, especially short form. That's why. So I'm like, what do I want to optimize for when making these clips? And it's the hook. Pretty much the hook is the most important part. The rest of the video is important, but the hook is the most important part for the algorithm and getting like impressions. Not for like me making a meaningful video. That's not what I'm optimizing for. I'm just optimizing for like maximum reach, or attempting to. And there's some hooks that I should start using outside of software engineering, just like me saying it, because, finding the hooks is one thing, but what if there's no good hooks to actually ever exist in the stream? So I got to actually, as the creator from the first part, make the good hook. So I think a good hook is like, did you know? Or I bet you didn't know. Like, for instance, if I just try to fit these hook starters into anything, it could be good. So I want to try these. So if I wanted to turn my hook ledger into this hook starter format, what I would say is like, did you know there's a way you could gather every single hook? Wait, let me try that again. Did you know there's a way you could gather every single possible hook ever said in any video or live stream? So hook ledger is this. So it's I'm trying to make it very agent friendly and human friendly. So there's a UI for humans. I'm trying to make the best UI for I'm trying to make the best UI for humans, but also the format of the data is very easy for an agent to work on and work on without the UI. So I can just talk to an agent and do every single thing I can by using the UI. And then I can code back and forth, so the agent can do a little bit and then I go in and do some fine tuning. And that's kind of how it works. So you can see here all these hooks. There's like 500 hooks currently gathered. And, I can go through them like this in a grid, or I've also introduced the swipe feature. So this is like Tinder, going through every single hook, swiping right or left, whether I like it or not. And I think this is like a really easy way. This is also like a web app that I can serve on Tailscale. So if I'm on mobile, I can also be browsing, these hooks to agents to help me clip. Yeah. Yo, Tembagger, what's up? Chunga says we can't use random APIs. Oh, okay. That's fair enough. I believe AI is going to change the way we order our things and the way we build physical products. Yeah, it's changing everything. There's no doubt about that. Chungus, have you tried like RunPod or Modal? Or Base 10 or Fireworks? I would check those for. Okay, good. So I think... Let me try one more time to connect this thing to Twitch. Still not opening. So what we can also do is... since Twitch doesn't seem to be opening when I press connect to Twitch, can you also put the URL in right next to the button and don't close the pop-up? So I can just click the URL and do the device auth stuff. I don't know why this keeps coming up too. Yo, Jake. Yes, I did the avatar. The thing is I don't see its messages unless I look at my second monitor. And I also think the... like, what is it pointing to here? Is it just going back and forth? Let's get some Claude codes up in this. Okay, we're gonna go to Ultra Live. Okay. Let me describe my issues here. I have a few issues with this app. Firstly, it keeps showing the Ultra Live transcribe.app would like to record this computer screen and audio like every 20 seconds. Like that pop-up comes up. Secondly, the avatar seems to just be going back and forth between two spots. Is it actually doing any visual analysis? Also, what like API and LLM is it using? All right, let's see what Claude comes up with. Man, these GPT models have really not been good for me since I moved from the Pro plan to the Plus plan. I mean, they've been okay, but I feel like they were better before. Dude, I can move. He doesn't actually move when I move him. Which is interesting. What? Yo, Revon, what's up? I like that your hoodie matches. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a small version of me. This is pretty funny. Okay. So yeah, the swipe. Should we swipe on a few? Okay. Twitch.activate. Let me hold on. Let me get this. Let me get Twitch chat Let me get the co-host in Twitch chat. Connect. Yeah, open URL just doesn't work. Might have to like restart the computer or something. 11 labs him. Yeah, well, when he's in Twitch chat, we could give him a voice. Okay. I mean, is he in now? Okay, he's in now. So I should see his messages every 25 seconds. I'm going to turn on TTS, auto TTS. Let's see.
He's in now, so what's the first thing the AI co-host should say out loud to earn his keep?
Some interesting fact about what it can see on my screen. That's what it should say. The co-host. If you're listening, say something interesting about my screen. Okay, we're going to go through and swipe some of my...
25 seconds is a tight turnaround. What's the most random on-screen detail you're hoping it actually notices?
Anything. I just want confirmation that the co-host can see my screen, because I doubt it.
Audio, it's free good voice.
Yes, I should. I mean, this is fine. This is free. This is Edge TTS by Microsoft, and it's free, and I think it's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to turn off TTS while I swipe on some hooks here so I can hear it. Okay, let's hear this hook. So I can also read it. I don't need to hear it. So I'm starting from the hook. The hook is the most important part of the clip. Oh, yeah. This is a pretty good hook in itself. Talking to agents to help me clip. So I'm starting from the hook. The hook, I think, is the most important part of a clip, a vertical clip. So the way the hook ledger works is it's a ledger of every single possible hook in my live streams. Swipe right. The way you can go through hooks. Okay, I'm going to mute that. So I think I'm right that the co-host like doesn't have screen awareness. So I'm going to also prompt that into a codex. I mean, what is this? Claude code. Let's get some work done by this Claude agents. I have like all this usage. It seems the co-host is not self-aware. Also, it doesn't seem to be able to talk about what's on the screen. Can you debug? All right, let's see what that cooks with. Okay. And then here I'm showing the swipe interface in your staged videos and start building the story. So let's, the way you can go through hooks is by doing a swipe Tinder thing. You swipe on your hooks. You can swipe left to discard it, swipe right to stage it. And then after you stage it... It's pretty good too. I'm going to stage that. And this is all responsive on mobile. So I serve this through Tailscale. And while I'm out and about, I can clip on my phone, be the human in the loop. And under the hood, it's an agentic loop. What's actually working under the hood is you can see cut. That's good too. This is all responsive on mobile. So I serve That's the same thing. Tailscale and Claude workflows, Claude dynamic workflows. Okay. Because long AI tasks slow. Okay. I also occasionally want to key out the background pipeline hand authored production manifest. I want to add dude, this is good. I just went through like 8. Nice. It gives me the stats up here on the right. I went through 8 different clips in the swipe interface, like pretty fast. I'm gonna open a new thing as well in Claude. I'm gonna do a third Claude window. Oh, this one's finished. Okay, the screen recording prompt, root cause, blah blah blah, fixed it. Okay. API, transcription fully local, co-host, Pi CLI. Okay, provider local. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. This is good. One thing to know, CheapSeek is a combo, but DeepSeek fires text only, so the router picks of it. Yeah, that's good. I want to be able to position the limits of, wait. I want to be able to turn off position and size the co-host speech bubble overlay text. Yo, Toby1 Kenobi, what's up, my G? May the force be with you. Okay, so I showed you guys the swipe interface. Now there's like 300 more videos I could swipe on for my hooks, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to show you the next part of my workflow. So say I've staged a hook and I want to turn that hook into a vertical clip. Let me show you how I do that with my video editing app. So I'm going to close out of this and you see, okay, here's a staged video. I'm going to click this one, build story. I could click that. You could also see the transcript, see what's around it. See also why that it was clicked. But yeah, build story is the best one. And now here is where we gather transcript parts. So I can manually go through and add bits of text that I want added to this hook story. So we're working from the hook. Now that I have the hook, I need to develop the story, the payoff, the more information, the intro. So I can manually go through, as I said. I can just click one button to gather relevant clips. I can also give a prompt and say, okay, make the story like the demo. This video is a demo of my video editing software. Working from this hook, follow up with an intro or a why/what. And continue and gather every single related piece of transcript so I can be selective after. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to submit gather with this direction. Now it's going to kick off an agent to read the whole transcript, see what parts are relevant, and also arrange them in a way that it makes sense for a story. And then I can go back and manually arrange them if I want, turn them into a vertical. And yeah, this is kind of the workflow now. Waiting on Claude reset in about 2 hours. Nice. It's good to see that you're using all your usage. Marek, I'm tired, boss. I don't know how to be enthusiastic anymore. Yeah, bro. We're all been there. This is the struggle of a creative or even like a worker. More so creative. So there's like this book, The War of Art. And it's like, you know, some artists, resistance. Invisible, negative internal force that actively fights against anyone trying to pursue a calling, change their life, or do creative work. There's the amateur versus the professional. The amateur plays for fun and quits when things get hard and lets fear dictate choices. The professional shows up every day, commits for the long haul, and detaches from the outcome. Even when they don't feel like it, the professional shows up. You got to treat your craft like a real job by sitting down to work regardless of how you feel or whether inspiration is struck. What do you think about that, Mark? You think it's too harsh? I think it might also be for creative work. I don't know if you're referring to your work as creative. The Art of War. Yeah, it's Sun Tzu. I'm getting a call. Hold up. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Rui, what's up, man? Thanks for jumping in. I'm glad it's inspiring you. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons I make it. It's like delivering value, teaching people stuff, and also inspiring. I think is a big one that goes underlooked. Especially for myself when I'm making content, I'm like, oh, this isn't valuable. But sometimes if it just sparks some inspiration, it's good enough. Okay, so we had Claude cooking before I was rudely interrupted. Where is that? Not neither of these. It's weird. I wish, is there, okay, anyone that uses Mac, if I've minimized an app, actually, let me ask Google. Okay, Google, if I've minimized an app, is there a way to open it back up in Mac with like, I do Command Tab, but I've noticed I can't Command Tab to something that's minimized.
Hold Command App. Press Tab to highlight the minimized app, then hold Option before releasing Command.
Oh. Hold Option. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Yo, Zakia, what's up? How is DeepSeek Harness? It didn't work for me. Currently working on court system for software development on a court system. Whoa, explain. I'm curious on what that means. How do you detach yourself from outcome but at the same time deliver value? Yeah, you can still strive to deliver value, but don't like attach yourself too much to the outcome. So it's like, I hope this delivers value, but if it doesn't, you know, I'm not going to get too beat up about it. We're going to keep adapting. I guess that technically means you're still attached to the outcome. Well, that's a good question. Zaki, I'll get into what I'm making in a second here. We get LLM Siri. I think you are getting that soon. I mean, they've been teasing it for so long. Okay, so we're doing a few things here. I was showing my video editor app. First, I showed how we go from hook to story, and then now I'm going to show how to go from story to vertical. So yeah, let's I guess do that now. So we had this hook, and then the agent has also made this story from other parts of the transcript. It's my agentic workflow. Yeah, so that's the intro. Assume you're a follower. That's what you saw in the notification. Okay, this one's seeing that's a okay. Let's go barbecue. Yeah, these transcripts are a bit long, but that's just the nature of when you pull from YouTube. Now, I think there's also candidate. I'm trying to zoom out here. Yeah, related. So there's a related tab here. Okay, so there's only one thing that's not here. Okay. Supposedly this is the story. So now I'm going to go into the editor. This is quite laggy here. Oh man, this is too laggy. Hold on. I need to do something. Is there a task manager in Chrome? Yeah, you can see which Chrome tab is taking up a lot of processes here. Let's see, CPU. Okay, it is the hook ledger. All right, I'm going to... Oh, it stopped working. Okay, looks like it's better now. Nope. I'm going to close hook ledger. Probably need to refactor the performance. It's like rendering a lot of things. But if I go into the editor really quickly, this might be a separate kind of web app thing, maybe. All right, so now it's going to render. So it didn't actually download any of the video, I think, up until this point. It was all using YouTube embeds, which is super cool. It makes it super fast, but we also have the downside of the transcripts not being word level. But now we should get all of that. So it's going to pull down every part, transcribe every part. It'll take a little while. Yeah, okay, let's read Toby's court system. Oh my god, it's too big to even fit on the screen. Okay. So you're the judge and you want a feature. You formulate an acquisition of the project missing it. One AI files it and makes arguments for it. Another AI will be the defender and argue against by referencing documentation and code base. And then you make an informed decision of accepting, rejecting, or that the accused. Dude, this is a really cool framework of it's kind of like, there was Gastown, but this is more simple. I really like this, Toby. You're onto something there. Which side would you rather play, judge, prosecutor, or defender? I think judge if you're being the I mean, maybe sometimes you'd want to play defender to just like, or prosecutor to just get your like assumptions validated. Yeah. Okay, so we had some Orca Chrome tabs running, Claude tabs. So supposedly, let's see. Supposedly I can now edit the, I might have to restart the app. Okay, so I've also said the co-host is deaf to chat. Vision needs an image capable model, but your delivery running a free one. How should the co-host handle? Separate vision model? Okay, I might need to try a different model for, okay, the speech bubble. Let's see if that works. I'm gonna reload this. All right. We'll see if the new speech bubble is different. So, oh, my editor finished as well. Okay, so hold on. Let me try give a vision model to the co-host in my 9 routed dashboard. For some reason, my Chrome isn't opening links today. It's really interesting. It could be. It's kind of suspicious. I'm suspicious about it. Let's open a new Claude index with Fable. For some reason, links I click are not opening in browser from other apps, macOS. Can you help me find the root cause? All right, let's see. Okay. So I'm using CheapSeek, and the first model does not have vision, but we can try Luna. This should have vision, and then hopefully the model will have vision now. We'll see. Okay, and what else? And yeah, okay, let me show you my video editor now. Oh, also the speech bubble isn't where I was hoping. Panel font, avatar size, panel BG. Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Let's see what that does. Damn, you walked all the way there. What are you doing, co-host? If I just make this... Does that do anything? No. Oh, it is. Oh, shit. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's see what he says. Could the bubble... Oh, the bubble... Oh, this is cool. Okay. I figured it out. There's still nothing for the font of the speech bubble. Okay, that's fine. Let me close it out like this. When he moves down and points to something, does he know what he's pointing at? I don't think he did at the moment. It's just going back and forth between those two spots. But I'm trying to get the vision model involved such that it does point out actual things. But yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, guys, check this out. So this is the actual like fine-tuned editing part. Oh man, it's going over the speech bubble. Hold on, I'm not gonna go fix that. Let's move it here. Okay. So yeah, so this is the actual part where we use the crops and go from a horizontal stream to a vertical stream. A horizontal video to a vertical video. The crops, the resizing, the layouts. I've tried to make this as easy as possible. You can see we also have transcript-based editing here. You can see we've got the word level transcript, which is really amazing. And yeah, so there's kind of two parts of things that I'm going to do here. The first thing is the layout of my face getting clipped and the share screen. And to do that, there's actually like saved layouts I have. So you can see here, I have a few saved layouts. Let's try AJ top right. Boom. Oh, wait, I got to go apply to all segments. Boom. Now it's got AJ top right. Doesn't work too well on this. Actually, let's start on the first segment. Let's try Shelly. Okay. Interesting. How about new left one? Not bad, not bad. How about AJ left vertical screen? Okay. I'm going to make a new layout. I'm going to start from new left. I'm going to move myself up here and move that down here, or move that up here and move my... Okay, so this is kind of like the traditional layout of how I used to do TikTok videos. So let's just try that. We'll also expand this and this. Maybe I'll bring that down. Okay, and I'm going to save this layout as 2025 layout. Okay, and then I think I can apply that to all. So now every single segment will be applied with this crop, but we might not want that. So I'm just going to scrub through, and I have this nice hover on scrub to kind of see how each segment looks. I think it's kind of fine. But there's, yeah, and now I realize, okay, the segments are fine, but there's probably a lot of... Actually, I think we need to gather more. As I'm scrubbing through this, I realize I'm not actually showing the app enough. So the gather step kind of failed me. Yeah. These don't show the app enough. Let's see if I can gather more. Gather more actual product demos of the video editor. I don't know if I could do stuff like that. I'm going to try it. So I'm going to try gather more clips of what I want. Ideally, I wouldn't have to do this again. But, you know, this is a new system I'm trying out. Are you a vibe coder? Yeah, some would consider that I am a vibe coder. And yeah, I vibe with that term. Though, you know, I was doing this before vibe coding was a term. And I used to call it, you know, what did I call it? AI coding or agentic engineering. Something like that. Hi, AJ. How much time does it take for the video to render? For me, hyperframes is too slow. It can be pretty fast, like a 30-second video. Yeah, it'll be much faster than hyperframes. Hyperframes, especially if you're doing animations, will like bake in a lot of new stuff on top. This is all done with FFmpeg, so it'll be faster. And then also it depends on your computer. I just have an M1 Pro, and it's like maybe a 1-minute video could take like 6 minutes. Yeah. Yo, Michael, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. You're an OG. Yeah, so this is my video editor. It's what I was building. I kind of made a video editor that goes end to end from hooks to full vertical clip. Yeah, and then also as you see this little guy with the hoodie running around, that's my new avatar. The co-host avatar. Is this your app? Yeah. Built this from scratch over like a few days. Which part needs the most improvement? I think the gathering. Yeah, the gathering step. So we might kick off some Claude instances to work on that. Okay, so let's see. Orphan Headless Playwright Chrome. Hijacked Chrome bundle registration. Wow. Kill it. Okay. So we have some agents that need my work. What was this? Samples, frames, no try. Oh yeah, so I needed more visual analysis. It's the only stream ledger with 0 visual verdicts. All 64 frames are on disk. The rating. So let's just do all of this. Submit. And then what did this one want? Okay, separate vision model, switch to co-host model, add a capability. Okay, we can stop this one. I fixed the vision, I think. I made the model have vision. Can you see if it's working now? Okay. And then, yeah, so I'm also fixing the co-host, the little guy in the bottom right. I want him to actually see the screen and go around pointing to actually important stuff. At the moment, it's just going back and forth between these two spots. So, yeah, hopefully we'll fix that really soon. I'm just going to move the speech bubble a bit lower. Okay. Can I feed video ideas through an API to the video editor? For example, I have a tool I built to scrape these. Video ideas? What format are the ideas? Like just text? I wanted to ask, did you implement any context management strategies, RAG graph, etc.? I've played around with a bunch, but nothing stuck. So at the moment, no. I want a little friend that runs around and points at stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think there's other ways you can get them. I made this one from scratch based off the co-host I already had. But there's definitely other ways. Like I know Codex Pet. Yeah, my computer is from 2018. A 5-minute video took 1 hour. Okay, it's definitely your computer's issue. What you can do is run it on the cloud somewhere. So instead of using your computer, use Modal or xe.dev maybe. Actually, I don't know if xe would be good enough, but Modal could be. Public repo for the video editor? No, this one's currently private. But for you, Michael, if you message me on TikTok or Discord, I can get the code to you somehow. Also, another thing is like this is built for me and only me, so I don't know if it'll even work on other people's computers, but definitely happy to share the code with you, bro. Okay, we can close this. So this should have gathered more. Let's see. Okay, great. We have way more suggestions here. I'm going to go through one by one and see if these are related to my video editor. Hook ledger on mute. I think it just finished. To edit this. hook ledger thing. So in the renders, we can now open up the renders in the builders. Okay. Which is pretty cool. Okay. I'll let that. So with Grokbot is the pricing. And then, okay, so those are just horizontal clips. I want a Tinder-like interface. And now I want a workflow where both agents and me go from that to vertical clip. So that part of the extraction, these are exports from the whole hook ledger stuff I talked about before. But they're quite rough. Is now a developer preview for ages slow. Okay. So the renders are now build the renders builders. So I want to build the next workflow that comes after. I also occasionally want very nicely for human to read. YOLO, I can't scrub this, which sucks. What's the plan covering the whole horizontal to vertical editor or just the first pass at the vertical shorts? Yeah, the whole from clipped with the hook to polish up for the vertical with a human in the loop. Okay. Now we're going to go back to editor. It seems, oh, I should have saved. Well, I have my layout, so we can just one click reapply the layout. Now I'm going to show you the transcript-based editing. We're pretty much going to take away everything that's unrelated, which is a lot of fluff. Regarding context management, I was asking for token saving. Oh, right. So what I have played around with data analysis is I use 9router for my non-subscription, well, like non-codex APIs, and they have built-in token saver methods. So I actually do have RTK turned on, but there's also Headroom, Caveman, and Ponytail, which you can use. I know it's a bit different from, you know, like RAG stuff, but yeah. Okay, let's go. Human in the loop talking to agents to help me clip. I'm gonna start here. So I'm starting from the hook. It's the most important part of the clip. So the way the hook ledger works is it's a ledger of every single possible hook in my live streams. Yep. Okay. So today I'm pretty much working on what I've been working on for a while now, and that's my agentic clipping workflow. How do I take these streams, clip them up, and post them the best way I possibly can? The best UX with an agent. I also think some parts in a human in the loop just to get it real perfect. So that's what I'm doing today. Okay. That's good. We got so I'm using hotkeys here. We can see all of my hotkeys here. Pretty much the main ones I'm using is S to split and Q to like top and tail. So if I, oh, and there's also delete here. So we got Instagram. You can see this is a segment here. To delete that, I just highlight one of the words, press backspace, and it deletes that. You can see it even strikes it out. Assume you're a follower while you saw the notification. So clipping. So you probably saw one of my clips. So I'm going to go from here. Let's see how this sounds. Yeah, so clipping, you probably saw one of my clips and you were like, that's a dope clip. So I'm trying to make that process easier for me to make these clips for you. Okay, that's it. Split here because it's a new segment and new like. That's kind of the aim today. Don't need that. Delete. And yeah. So, yep. Okay. All right. And yeah. So. Also, I'm gonna split here. And yeah. So, yeah. Delete that. So yeah. All right. Today we're hosting a barbecue. Beginner barbecue. Okay, there's a clipping service. Okay, how about this? This is a new one. There's already like lots of clipping services out there, like Opus Clip or Vizard or Clap. I think Vizard is a good one, Loki. Not many people talk about this one, but Vizard.ai I think is a really good clipping service from the ones I've used. Okay, this is also occasionally want to. This can also be deleted. Pakistan. Well, today. And that's kind of screen share. And I want a way for an agent to. I want answering all these. exporting a JSON for the edited video. Make it really polished. So I'll do and like it's kind of thing I'm sharing. Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to delete this whole segment too. So it ended up being a 40-second video there after I trimmed everything. So I'm starting from the hook. The hook, I think, is the most important part of a clip, a vertical clip. So the way the hook ledger works is it's a ledger of every single possible hook in my live streams. So today I'm pretty much working on what I've been working on for a while now, and that's my agentic clipping workflow. How do I take these streams, clip them up, and post them the best way I possibly can, the best UX. Okay, I don't think this is a very great clip, but we're going to render it all. We could also like cut every and and cut every pause. Supposedly, all right, let's see if that makes it better. So I'm starting from the hook. The hook, I think, is the most important part of a clip, a vertical clip. So the way the hook ledger works is it's a ledger of... Yeah, sounds good. Render final. Boom. One click, and now we're going to get the final MP4. Oh, actually, I forgot to add captions as well, and that's also one click. So let me just expand this for a sec. Burn captions. Boom. I'm going to put the captions here. So we should have captions. I actually want word bounce, and I'll turn off bounce. And ledger works is it's a ledger of every single possible hook in my live streams. So today I'm pretty much working on what I've been working on for a while now, and that's my agentic clipping workflow. How do I take these streams, clip them up, and post them the best way I possibly can? The best. Okay. I might have to wait for that to render before I can render a new one. So while that's doing that, what did we have going on with codecs? Okay, push the Twitch avatar into main. That's good. And then Orca finished. Combo alias. Okay, let's see. This is a vision working. Luna. The underlying models, differences, blah, blah, blah. Combo aliases, published. No capabilities. Okay, fixes even rest side, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Will the co-host now see things on screen, and can it go to point to it? I still am seeing it only going back and forth between two places. So I want the avatar to actually go to the interesting parts of the screen. Did that even work? Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. So will the co-host agent actually go to the parts of the screen where it finds interesting stuff and read the interesting stuff? And will it also see the rest of the chat, which is on the screen? Yeah, let's see. Yo, is that OMP? No, this is just called code inside Orca. Orca is the multiplexer. But I do want to try some other harnesses. So yeah, OMP could be one. Here, see, I was gonna compare different harnesses. Atomic harness, OMP, Droid, Pi. What else should I add? Hold up. Yeah. So my vertical render should be done now, but I need to, let's do an updated render here. And this is exactly what the co-host would see. Okay. I'm feeling you. I'm tired of keeping up with the harness. The other day, DeepSeek harness popped up. Yeah, I actually tried DeepSeek harness 2 days ago on stream, and it just didn't work for me. Yeah, there's so many harnesses. And I think ideally what I want, I don't know, everyone would want something different in a harness, but what I want is it for it to be open source and for me to be able to put in any model. Those are the two main things. So OMP I think is open source. I'm going to be looking at Atomic Harness. They have like what do they call it? It's like a runtime state machine or something, but like an interesting way they do workflows. That yeah, that I want to see. Yo, what framework do you recommend for an agent orchestration as I give it a goal and it uses orchestrator subagents to work on a problem, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, this is what a lot of these agents are claiming. I'd say if you have, yo, mixture of experts, these are the creators of the atomic harness. Recursive state machines, that's the one I was looking for. Yeah. Dude, it's on the list. It could be the first one we try. For orchestration, maybe atomic. I don't know. I mean, my experience, I've come from just using codecs mostly for the past 3 months or so. And their like Sol with Ultra was pretty good at doing the subagent stuff. I know Claude Code has like workflows. I've tried to use that. I didn't fully understand that, but it seems like if you ask Claude to like make workflows, it'll do the like orchestration and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Pi extensions for it. Droid has like Droid missions. That UI was really cool. I do love the Droid missions UI, but I haven't used it much. I'm sure OMP has something too. So I don't know. From my experience, yes, Soul Ultra is kind of what I used. The most hands-free, like you do this problem and I come back later. Yeah, I think a lot of these harnesses have /goal for codecs. I actually did like I had this thing run overnight, and you can actually tell the goal will be like /goal, do XYZ, and then here's the magic sauce. I say with adversarial subagents to QA, and then also the other magic sauce. This is one, and the other one is until like let's say 8 a.m. or XYZ time. Or like work until XYZ time continuously improving based on feedback. And pretty much adversarial subagents will always find anything small to nitpick. So it'll definitely work until whatever time you specify. You could also say indefinitely, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Just say like 5 days ahead, and that's pretty much indefinite. And then you can always like update the goal as well. That's what I did a most recent time, and I think it works well. This is kind of like the gauntlet loop, I think, as well, is like kind of this. So I don't know if you guys have seen all those like 3D games that have been trending on Twitter. But yeah, they pretty much use like this gauntlet loop. You give a goal, and you give bars. So like a bar of what quality standard. So for the very first gauntlet loop, Matt Schumer was like, make it as close to Call of Duty as possible. Damn, what did they give the original tweet? Yeah, and it went viral. You know, it wasn't close to Call of Duty that much, but original prompt here? No. But yeah, this was his prompt. I want you to build a first-person shooter at the level of the most recent Call of Duty games. It should be utterly perfect. Yeah, you just want to set a really high bar and get them to work. Loop until it's utterly perfect. I mean, that's what he defined. I found if you give it an actual time to loop until, and that's like indefinitely in the future. It'll just keep going. So yeah, also tell it to use subagents. And ultra code, I think, is a Claude specific key term here. Okay. OMP is good. I use it with my own skill, looping with reinforced delegation contract. Okay. Okay. Will it go to the interesting parts of the screen? No. Okay, hold up. Sorry, this text is real small. Let me just read this. Text one flat graph of the whole image. A model cannot request a crop, zoom in, take second looks or anything. There's no screen tool. At your resolution, the lens of 5 pixels, the main terminal, big text survive. Partly. Okay, so it's not very good at reading the whole screen. Only the main capture is displayed. That's fine. Only what's scrolled into view. It's pixels, not data. So OCRing shadow screen. If you want to zoom in on the okay. What if we use the native macOS accessibility stuff? I think that's a good hack in places where we can't use vision reliably. What kind of project do you use daily? A lot of different things, man. It's a bit vague, but yeah, I mean, I use everything you see here. Chrome, Orca, Excalibur maybe, my hook ledger. Okay, my final hook ledger, let's see. So I'm starting from the hook. The hook, I think, is the most important part of a clip, a vertical clip. So the way the hook ledger works is it's a ledger of every single possible hook in my live streams. So today I'm pretty much working on... Okay. That's okay. So I kind of did just go end to end from hook to vertical clip, all within hook ledger. It did take maybe an hour, so I doubt anyone saw the whole thing, but I will clip it up for you. So it missed this much more. So the biggest issue I found is the gathering step. So I kind of want to improve on that. And I might just do that here. And I'm also going to use Fable. So the biggest weakness in our current app is the gathering step. I feel like the gathering step does not gather an exhaustive amount of relevant parts. For instance, I just built a story about the hook ledger, and I used the gathering directions to gather like all the demos and stuff, but we didn't actually ever gather the swipe interface in that first one that I completed exporting. So yeah, we need a better way to make the gathering step more exhaustive, and yeah. And also one maybe semi issue is in the YouTube part. If we're like referencing a YouTube video, the transcript is like broken down into segments which can contain like multiple topics, which can throw things off and make it like pad out a bit more. So if there's a way we can improve that, would be better, or just highlight that better. Also, in the story building user interface, we need a better way to go to and from transcript to related segments to chosen cut. Okay, that was a lot of feature requests there, but that's what we need. What about open multi-agent on GitHub? But I haven't even heard of that one before. Open multi-agent, this one? TypeScript agent orchestration framework with dynamic workflows. Oh, nice. They give you the traces. I do like that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard of this one before, so no idea.
Brilliant TypeScript native multi-S backend with only HTML tracing dashboards so you can actually observe your agent swarm at work. The glazing model, lightning turns your color, then describes audio, the exact subtitles, putting skeleton rates the visible file.
Okay. So I demoed Hook Ledger end to end. We're gonna make it better. I got this one working. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I was in the wrong code base. Whoa, but it knew to go to the right code base. Hold on, let me make sure. Let me just copy the prompt and fix that up. Okay. Just to avoid context pollution, we're going to go to... Oh, we could do it in actually this window. What's this doing? Wait, what was my first prompt here? It's got to be an easier way to do... Claude CLI. Not the best. Close the gap. Files touched. Okay, this is fine. We're just going to go to plan mode, so it won't make any changes. We'll get a better plan there. Okay. Leave those going, and wait, let me double check that the co-host changes are not waiting for me. Okay. All right. So the co-host app here, this guy, I've made some changes so it can actually hopefully see what's on my screen, go around and point stuff. We will see. And I'm also going to change the interval from every 25 seconds, which I think it is, down to like every minute or something. Oh. Let's get some music hyped up. The way you can go through. That's not music. There we go. Let's go. Interval 60.
What are we jumping into first today?
Today, we're testing if the co-host can go to parts of the screen it should go to. Let's see. Oh. It's going okay. Where is it going to go next? Can it see what's on my screen? No, I think it's just going back and forth between the two places again.
A banger.
Yo, Mixture of Experts, you're in here? Dude, let's try Atomic by Bastani Inc. Yo, Bastani means ice cream in Farsi. All right. I hope you're here. You can guide me through it. Should we install with Bun? Do I even have Bun? Let's see. I do have Bun. All right.
Let's go.
For reference, Dark theme. Don't share data.
What package are you planning to install with Bun? And what will you test first once it's ready?
Okay, we have the atomic package, the atomic harness. Atomic is a fork off of pi, and it gives you all of these. Yo, they took my suggestions. Yo, I suggested that they do this like feature GIF. I love this. Okay,
Why
so
5 seconds to terminal load?
you could.
Agent fix.
Yo, Trent, yeah, I don't know. That's true. So you could create a workflow in plain English, and this is kind of like I think their hero feature and what I want to test. So I just showed you my human in the loop agentic workflow with UI from going
Yes, we did.
from going through video stream to vertical clip. Now I want to see if I was to do this all within the atomic harness, and their main feature is the workflow kind of management, I think, or I don't know. They have a lot of features. This is the one that excited me the most, is being able to iterate on your workflows, see them within the harness, and kind of get better visualization of everything. Atomic's open source, fork of Pi, so yeah, we love to see that. So I hope I can just use plain English to kind of describe my flow. Now I already have my flow in skills pretty much. So that's kind of the main way things have been over the past like 8 months of vibe coding or agentic software
What's the first
development.
step you'll describe in plain English? And how will you judge whether Atomic improves the workflow?
Yeah, great question. And I'm going to turn off TTS so I don't get interrupted, but let's see what their example is. Create a usable atomic workflow called review changes. Okay. Ooh. So if you click on this, we can actually see their workflow docs. Right. Let's see. I kind of like the README version, the GitHub version. What was that? If I click this. Oh, this is from their crash course. Oh, great. I guess just because my zoom was more here. Okay, natural language workflow authoring. You don't have to handwrite a workflow. Describe what you want. Atomic designs it, writes the files, reloads the registry, and tells you where the code lives. So you can paste this. Create a reusable atomic workflow called review changes. It should accept one required text, blah, blah, blah. So you just kind of define it in plain language. So let's see what model I have here. I don't even know. Okay, CheapSeek. Let's see what I want something kind of better than CheapSeek. We got something reliable. Codex. Let's see my usage. Coda tracker. How much codex? Ooh, I only have 20% codex today. We have 50% super grok. Super grok. Yeah, super, okay. 50, okay. Let's use let's see if I can get grok here. No. So yeah, for some reason I can't get for some reason. Wait, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go to experimental, and then we'll just change this to have grok CLI. Oh, why isn't 4.6 there? I think I need to get the 4.6 models, grok CLI. Grok dash 4.6. Hopefully this will work. Yes. Okay, great. That's what we're going to use, grok 4.6. Yeah, that's what we use for now. We might run, hopefully we won't run out of usage, but we'll see. Okay, grok 4.6. Boop. Also added from A6, and it's already there from Musk. So grok CLI. So this should be pretty reliable. All right. Now we're in the atomic harness here. I'm gonna make it big so you guys can view it a bit better. Let's delete this screenshot. Also, hold on. Before we start that, let's see if I can fix this co-host. Restart it. So this is over the overlay, but the co-host will still be blind. Oh, to make the vision actually testable, I need to run screen capture, blah, blah, blah. Then you have to retoggle. Okay. Just working on the co-host on the side here. All right. So pretty much I already have my workflow for going from stream video to vertical clips defined in my skills. I want you to turn this into an atomic workflow. I think that'll work. All right, mixture of experts. You have 30 seconds to stop me from pressing enter here if you think there's something else I should add to this prompt. Is this the new harness pi based? Yes. So this is the atomic harness, and it's a fork off of the pi harness. Oh, someone was asking about good like goal loops. Pi auto research is a good one, but it's not like a continuous loop forever by just. Oh, actually, it could be. I do like pi auto research, which seems I still have it installed. But it shouldn't interfere with this. Okay, my co-host is relaunching. I might also refresh the co-host here. Hopefully, now the co-host will go in between some cool things. Thumbs up there. All right, let's try it out. It should be naturally how you want to use it. Okay, perfectly. Well, I didn't. So the thing is, I didn't actually describe how I want to use it because it's already defined in my skills. So does Pi tell you all the skills that were loaded? Oh man, this is a bit laggy. But yeah, okay. Well, you said let's try it out. Let's do it. Submitting that prompt. So we'll let this cook. It'll develop a workflow. Yes. So you can see it's reading my skill here. Vertical video editing, creator content ops. My actual like detailed workflow is in these skills. So it should be able to extract exactly what I need. There we go. Whoa, look, it's made all these. What would you call these? Workflows. 9 workflows. Oh, these are the existing ones. So tournament, Ralph. I think these come with Atomic. I'm sure you've heard of the Ralph loop. Tournament will run several independent ones that battle each other or something. There's a goal loop, loop until done. And then hopefully soon we will have my workflow of, I don't know what if it'll choose a name for it, like stream to vertical. I guess that's what the skill's called, but yeah, excited to see that. Open the co-host settings, toggle screen vision. All right. I'm adding screen vision to my co-host. Oh, it's already on. I'm going to toggle it off and on. All right, here's the atomic version of my stream to vertical clips. Source resolution, transcript validation, topic inventory, shortlist generation. Okay, this is great. This is pretty much what my skills were describing. Do I use Rust for the co-host app? Maybe. I can't remember. It could be in Tauri. Probably is. Probably is Rust. There's a chance it's Python as well, because I think the transcription stuff works well in Python. Okay. Supposedly this is the new one with vision. Let's see. Vision on. I'm going to retoggle it. Okay. Yep. Edit preview. Let me make sure this is where it needs to be. Everything looks good there. I feel like it's still not going to the... Okay. Okay. Vision is on. I don't think the co-host can see and go to specific points yet. Though, can you debug? Okay. We'll just let it debug. Meanwhile, my atomic workflow is being created. And then also you see hook ledger is being debugged here. This is my Mac top, by the way. There's a lot of GPU being used here. But mostly by OBS. Occasionally Orca, man. Orca's not as performant as I would have hoped, huh? Then again, I think maybe a terminal would have been just as bad. Ultra Live Transcribe occasionally comes up. Major updates coming to Atomic. All right. I'm using Rust and EGUI and iced and testing, so it's pretty cool on CUDA and CPU. Okay. In Orca, why can't I just drag this tab to like the right here? Oh, I can. I thought you couldn't do that. That's good. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it's too low.
What's the first thing you'd profile here? Redraw frequency, GPU allocation, or the cost of the speech and chat components?
I would just prompt an agent to just like debug the performance bottlenecks. Vision is confirmed live. Nice. Nothing is broken, was never built. Chat guessed the movement controller. The prompt never asked for a question. Okay.
What evidence would you want the agent to produce before trusting its
Got it.
diagnosis profiling traces? A minimal reproduction or an optimized patch?
Yeah, just like a millisecond or latency difference before and after its patch. I'd get it to implement the patch straight up one shot though. I wouldn't necessarily require feedback. Could always revert. Everything's version controlled. Damn, the history of the co-host kind of pushes away the existing. Well, the current topic, rather.
Would you keep the agent's one-shot patch workflow, or add an automatic benchmark and revert gate before accepting changes?
Yeah, one-shot patch. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited to test this workflow. As well as the co-host, and this one's fixing the ledger. I go back down. Oh, I think it's finishing the
Should the
workflow.
ledger capture first? The exact diff, the test results, or the performance change?
No, the ledger I was talking about was for a different project. The hook ledger. The co-host definitely needs to have like some context of everything. So far, it's just like only what we've talked about on stream. So not the best. Okay, so for a recap, we got 3 currently processing agent sessions on the very right here. This is the atomic harness that I'm trying for the first time. And we're getting it to create a workflow, which is its hero feature is like, it's a fork off the Pi harness, and it has some really nice features, one of them being like workflow creation and management and evolution. And here on this panel, we are working on the co-host, which you see right here. This is my little co-host avatar. I'm trying to get it to actually be able to see what's on the screen and go to various parts of the screen and stuff. And then also we're working on the hook ledger, which is kind of a UI for me to help build clips from streams, talking to agents, friendly for humans and agents. So yeah, 3 things cooking in parallel here.
What should the co-host recognize first? The active app, the current task, or meaningful changes on screen.
Yeah, it should be able to see everything, but I think the most important thing is kind of like related to what we're doing or what I'm talking about. So probably transcript first, but then also look at the screen. So if I'm like stuck on a situation or have a curiosity or just like looking through something, it should be able to see that and maybe do a web search and be like, oh, have you considered this? Or actually the best way to do this is by doing that. Something like that I think would be good. Yeah.
Yo, we still live.
Muted as well. Okay, yo, sorry. I've lost TikTok chat. My OBS just crashed. Um OBS crashed and I lost TikTok chat, so I'm just recovering from that somehow.
Would your next safeguard be an automatic platform health check, or a one-click recovery routine that verifies chat and audio after OBS restarts? Yo, are we still live? Muted. Welcome back.
Okay.
Yes, it was loading.
Yo, Jesse, what's up? Yeah, sorry, I just I was moving some stuff around and OBS just crashed on me. But we should be back now. All right, we're good. Okay, and some things are finishing. Okay, the co-host should now hopefully see things on the screen. Let's see. Is it working? Let's see. And everything else is still processing. I see through. What's up? Okay, I think we're good. Let me check 9router, like what's being used here. Grok CLI, okay. That is what's doing the atomic stuff. Looks like we've gone up. Was it 55? I thought it was like 40 something percent before. Okay, that's good. It's not using too much usage there. We'll just let everything cook while while we wait. How's everyone else
What
doing?
caused that sharp token spike? Normal atomic processing, or a duplicate workload during the OBS recovery?
Whoa, so I think that was actually Vision, that co-host question. Yeah, I'm not sure what that spike was. Okay, so it's still kind of just going back and forth between the two spots, but it seems like what it's actually saying is Vision related. So that's good. know why when it previews it, it gets like some weird ass thing. Yeah, look at that avatar. What is this? All right, co-host app restarted. How we doing, co-host? What do you see on screen? I'm gonna turn the interval down so we get to debug it a bit faster. 30 seconds, all right. It's good
Should
enough.
we run one final end-to-end check to confirm the avatar receives and uses the focus data?
Yeah, how should we do that? Looks like it says it's finished. What's still unproven? Can you help me? Co-host. How should I debug the co-host? And why can't you point to actually stuff on the screen? Maybe I need to refresh the overlay. Let's see. Ooh, it went to somewhere new.
Lol, he shook his head no.
He shook his head, but now he's just blinking.
Can we capture the next decision object and verify that its label, X, Y, width, and height are all present and normalized before the avatar consumes it?
All right, I asked the agent to check the logs to see if it's working or not. It looks like it's just going back and forth again.
Can we trace one log decision end to end and confirm whether the browser overlay actually received its focus data, rather than stopping at analysis succeeded?
It says it's working.
BTW auto compacting takes longer inside of Atomic because it's using custom verbatim compaction which preserves key messages, errors, etc. rather than summarization which other agents use.
I see. Smarter compaction.
Optimizations to it are coming. Verbatim compaction is ideal for coding.
Yeah.
Can we inspect the host's received focus event and rendered bounding box next, to see whether the avatar is getting coordinates but failing to enter its pointing state? Is he mapping his position on the screen in relation to the other things, as opposed to just going from one set of coordinates to another?
Yeah, it should be able to get exact coordinates. How can I help debug? Yeah, I don't think it's working, but let's see if we can debug it.
Can we use the visible X close button as a fixed test target, send one focus event for it, and compare the reported box with where the avatar actually points?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, that's a new spot. I've never seen it up there. I've already fired off this prompt, so let's just see what happens.
Since validation shows 0 rejected boxes, can we log the exact coordinates immediately before and after the avatar handoff to find where they change?
Okay, the agent's saying is one thing you can do is say something that points out a specific thing on screen and then tell me and I'll read the log. Okay, let's try get the agent to point at the X. That's what it said. So I got my mouse on the X
How you like Dropbot?
and stuff like that. and I want to see
Can we
Grokbot.
move the avatar to this dashed target once and compare its rendered position with the handoff coordinates to rule out a scale or offset mismatch?
Yeah, Grokbot, I tried it with the free trial. It seems really impressive. But the usage, you know, could be a bit expensive. For someone like me who's already got all these other systems in place to do everything, going to Grokbot seemed like a bit of, you know, initial work to get running for like more expensive usage potentially. So yeah, I've been trying out. I tried it out. It definitely seems great, but I don't think it's for me at the moment.
Can we issue the same X pointing request twice and compare the logged target coordinates and action type to see whether the agent is producing a stable event?
Okay, so it says it did follow my instruction to see the X to close button, but it gave apparently a generic rectangle instead of a
Yes, I feel the
focused.
same. Not for me, but very impressive. I think it'll be a hit.
Yeah, agreed.
Should the agent return the identified UI element, its confidence, and the final bounding box separately so we can tell whether the error came from recognition or box generation?
Ooh. Yeah, that would be a good way to debug, is have it generate a box. It obeyed you, and the box reached the overlay. It emitted a ting. 3 things came out. What you get? Avatar
Would it make
points off
sense to
canvas.
score the box against the smallest visible control while allowing a slightly larger clickable margin, so precision and usability are tested separately?
Yes. Can't verify the X was on the right pixel. What would actually make this debuggable? 0.3 is the gap, seeing whether the thing is on the pixel. Want me to add that? It turns, was the box right from a judgment call to something I can check on my own? Okay, yeah, do it. So this will help it debug the
Should the
actual
validator explicitly flag every coordinate
X.
that gets clipped, so an off-canvas point is distinguishable from a genuinely misplaced target?
Yeah. And let's see how my quota tracker is doing. Okay, not too bad. Looks like we're slowly churning. Not too slowly. This workflow is cooking.
Would a dedicated skip or clip result make the validator clearer than treating every off-canvas gesture as a coordinate adjustment?
I don't know. What do you mean by the clip or a snip? I'll move this to 120. Uh-huh. Okay. 5 million tokens today. Seems light. Light work. Okay, looks like the co-host app restarted. Oh, is this what I think it is? The atomic harness has finished building my workflow. Full screen. All right. Stream
Would
to
you separate skipped or clipped points into their own validator outcome, or keep them counted as off-canvas errors?
I don't know. Hold on. I gotta analyze this output here. gonna briefly turn off the overlay. Actually, hold on, let's see. Can I put this in its own tab? Somehow? Yes, okay. Great. Great, okay. Let's see, what if I do this? I think this will be good. All right. So my first prompt, let's see if I can press up to see it. This was my first prompt into Atomic. I have a workflow from going from stream video to vertical clips defined in my skills files. And I want to turn this into an Atomic workflow. So I'm using the Atomic harness here, which is a fork of Pi, and they have some really nice ways to create and manage workflows. So that was my first prompt, just to create the workflow. And now it says we can run it with /workflow run stream to vertical clips. The default source is the latest, so I'm not sure where it gets the source from. And can I do a custom prompt? Let's see if we can quickly read the doc so I can know for sure, or like build my confidence before we jump into the workflow. So Bastani Inc. workflows. I saw it down the bottom here. Okay. Quick start. Create the workflow. Blah, blah, blah. Atomic will run it. Okay, so we can go /workflow list to list all the workflows. Atomic also ships with, I think, like 9 workflows. They have like Ralph loop, goal loop, tournament, a bunch more. What I'm making is very specific to myself for editing videos. Okay, so it seems like when you run it, oh no, is that when you're doing, okay, that's just creating it. Okay, to list and run, workflow inputs, name, workflow name, key value. Named workflow runs execute in the background. By default, after launch, expect a full run ID and monitor it with workflow status. F2 or workflow connect. A definition with auto attach instead opens the graph overlay as soon as it's running. Workflow name will launch it. Yes, you can ask in natural language to run the workflow. Oh, perfect. You don't need to. Okay, great. Let's do that because I want to specify like a few things that are unique to this particular run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Finder, go into my downloads, find my latest stream or just a small stream. Okay, this one's 6 gigabytes. 6 gigabytes. We're going to organize by size. Let's find one that's like 2 gigabytes. Building in public. I think this one will be okay. Okay, we have our wait. Okay, this one's fine. We're gonna copy the path name, and I'm gonna say run the stream to vertical workflow on this. Do run the whole thing from scratch and don't reuse any existing analysis. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. And we're going to actually start a new thread. I just noticed we're at like 77% context usage. So just to deal with context rot, we're going to go new thread. This should hopefully reset my context. Yep. Okay, we're at 0%. Boom. Asking it to run the workflow. So now it might run the workflow in the background. We'll see what happens. And then I think I can press F2 to go into it. Yo, Joao, what's up? Yes, this is Atomic, just like you wanted. And Joao was shouting out Atomic before. And we have them in the chat, mixture of experts. You don't need a new thread. Yeah, I just feel like all that context for building the workflow isn't necessarily relevant. So I do like being a little context Nazi. Once Atomic returns the run ID, can we inspect its first status update to verify it? And yeah, we'll definitely go into it. I'm really looking forward to seeing the graph view of the workflow, which should come soon. Context rot is managed well. Yeah, but you know, no context rot sometimes beats well managed context rot. Looks like we have some issues of it reading the actual workflow file. Interesting. Also, it's a good test that, like, you know, if I launch or try to launch this workflow from a new thread, will it be able to pick it up? And it looks like maybe we had some issues. The scrolling is lagging so much. I don't know if that's an Orca issue or if Atomic is having the issue. Let me try scroll on Claude. Okay, looks like it's still pretty laggy here. It does seem a bit better, but not perfect by any means. Found the workflow, reading it, and the existing July 23 workspace. Okay, this is all being powered by Grok 4.6 as well. Or at least I'd suspect it would be. Okay, workflow launched. Okay, so now let's see if I press F2. Boom, we're in the workflow view. But supposedly no workflows are running. So Control X to go back to main chat. Okay, we'll just wait for the workflow to actually run. Go tool for Goat Streamer. Thank you, Joao. And we'll bring back the co-host. Oh, there we go. So it auto-launched into the graph view. Resolve identity. Wonder what this is. So I think we can open that. I double-clicked it, possibly. So this is the resolve identity stage or node, which is ingesting the YouTube stream potentially. The first stage is to, like, actually that might come later. What I'm curious about is why can't I see, like, the upcoming? Okay, we can see some completed stages, but I was expecting to see the upcoming stages too, but it looks like they're getting generated as they run. So now it's transcribing the video. Very interesting. Should we watch for the first concrete run state transition now? So we can tell whether this is merely a cleanup or an actual launch stall. I think it's working. Okay, supposedly the co-host is fixed too. Let me refresh it. Wonder where it'll run to. Okay, it's kind of a weird spot for it. Maybe I'll refresh this. Okay. Hopefully that's a bit better. Okay, I think I can close this. Maybe it'll help performance a bit. Wait for this transcribing. So it's like over an hour video, and I'm transcribing on device with Parakeet V3. So I think it'll take maybe 10 minutes. We will see. Quite a while for sure. Toby out here is still waiting for their Claude reset. I might just go to the bathroom while this cooks.
You can control +X by the way to see the main chat. You can query status just via NL and ask what the stages are doing and what work is remaining, or steer it to do something else. Mixture of experts just reached level 1. What completion signal should we watch for here? The node changing state, a downstream stage appearing, or both?
Yo, I'm back. Yeah, we'll wait for this transcription. I think it'll take 10 minutes. Co-host, on the other hand, we can debug the co-host. So it's chilling. It doesn't seem to be pointing to anything. It still points kind of off screen. Not yet exercise. The focus hasn't fired. Continue. Keep analyzing and fixing. Is there a goal in... Oh, there is. Maybe should have done a goal there. Who knows? Computer's definitely being used a lot.
It's so stinkin' cute. Who cares what he points at?
You know, the inspiration for Poco J is what I call this character. The inspiration is
Could we add temporary logs at target selection and pointer omission, so we can tell which side of the focus pipeline is failing?
Temporary logs? Yeah, we could. I don't think I should have to worry about that. Opus should be doing this shit really well. This is what it's been trained for. Should we read Discord? Oh, we're getting new GitHubs. Everyone saw this coming. Autopilot for software engineering. What's different? Adversarial agents. It's interesting, a landing page, different things will resonate for different people. It's pretty clean. Oh my god.
Should we first mine the Discord reactions for the strongest audience signal, or sharpen the adversarial agent's pitch on the landing page?
What we should do is I was gonna say set up my M3 to offload some of this CPU stuff. I also have a 5080, by the way, I just bought. Yeah. Let's see. I think I can create another agent here. Oh, actually.
Should we start with the Etched AI hardware video and unpack what makes its approach distinctive?
Wait, what's that Etched AI hardware video? I don't have the context. Oh, yeah. So I have a question. And I don't want to disrupt... Wait. So I have a question, and I don't want to disrupt this running Claude code agent. I could traditionally open up a new chat. But, you know, some time ago, they added /BTW. So I can be like, if I wanted to... Oh, wait, no, this is actually not even the right... not even the right project, so... But yeah, I could have gone like BTW some question here while this is still running. Wow, dude, this is super laggy. I haven't restarted my laptop in over 24 hours, so definitely the swap space is an issue as well. Oh, damn, the transcription took longer than 10 minutes. That's probably what's consuming the most GPU. Yeah, FFmpeg. Wait, FFmpeg? That's not transcription. So let's see if we can go into this chat here. I swear last time I double clicked. Okay, yeah, it's just really slow. It is using FFmpeg. Interesting. I wonder why. So we already have... Okay, so it's doing more than transcribing. Interesting. It's doing a lot of FFmpeg. That part's a transcription. Okay.
What is this FFmpeg stage meant to produce silence markers for automatic cuts, or something else in the clip processing pipeline?
I don't know. There's a lot of things that are done with FFmpeg. A lot of the actual clipping. So I'm impressed with the speed of this Grok 4.6. Oh, no, actually. Look, it's using Open Router with Luna High. Wow. That was specified in the workflow. I low-key remember it making that choice. I don't think I specified... Okay, so now I think that job is finished. Let's go Control X to go back to the graph view. Transcription was finished, which validate transcription was finished. Now it's running inventory topics. So this will extract all the topics. And I have to make sure that my open router usage don't blow up. Can we go past hour? 30 cents. Terra and Luna. It was mostly Terra. So I think I can edit the... So let's see if I can go into like a main agent. Return to main chat. Here we go. List the models in this workflow. Not the most detailed prompt, but I think it'll understand. I just want to know like what models are defined in the workflow. Here we go. The primary map model is Terra High. The primary map model is Terra High, and the worker model is GPT-5. Oh. No, Luna High, okay. Sol is the editor, Sol is the judge.
How are you deciding
Can
which
you make
tasks deserve their own
everything
specialized model
use
instead of being handled by one general workflow?
experimental model instead? I want everything to use 4.6 or experimental, which I can change in 9 router. Now, I wonder if I can do this on the fly while the workflow is still going. You can see here in the background, we have the stream to vertical workflow going, which is the same workflow I'm editing. And if I'm not mistaken, they're defined in like TypeScript files. And I wanted to change the model that the workflow is using. So I just asked the main agent to change that. See if it doesn't. I might have in my skills specified which models should do what. Is there like a /btw type thing in Atomic? I think you can like put a session in the background somehow. I'm not sure. Yo, co-host or mixture of experts, how do I quickly spin a new session? Do I have to just do this? Maybe just this. Okay, pinned everything to experimental. The run is still on the old models. It started before. Okay. So we updated that for next time. Oh, or we could restart remaining.
You can do
Restart
fork.
remaining. Oh, -fork, /fork. Okay. That's good. I'm going to try restart remaining. Let's see if it switches kind of...
But yes, you can open another session and pass the ID. They'll communicate via intercom.
How do I get the ID? I could just say like the other running session. Right? I assume it'll be able to list it.
When you restart the remaining work, do you expect it to reuse completed outputs and only rerun unfinished stages with the experimental model?
Yeah, I'm expecting that's how it's going to work. Oh, looks like it ran it from a particular... No, this is the first node. It seems like it's restarted it. Let me go back to main chat, see if there's 2 workflows running now. No, it's only 1. It looks like it's restarted it from the first node. I mean, it's kept the transcript restarting. The scroll is so slow for me here. Like abnormally. Okay. Well, I suspect this might... Can I click on this? This might take a while. Oh, there's F2, F2. Forgot what the other key was. Okay. Okay. It's interesting.
What evidence will distinguish a genuine restart from remaining run from a full replay that only preserved the transcript?
I don't know. I don't think I inspected the previous run enough to be able to discern that. Let me try fork. Low key I don't know if it's atomic or let me try a different. Let's try base pi. I guess this is a fresh one. Oh yeah, this seems much faster. Let's see if base pi can see atomic workflow definitions. This is with CheapSeek. And then let's also try a new. Is there atomic an option here? Guess not. We'll just go blank terminal. Oh, this is a completely new window. Interesting. Wait, and then oh, it's a new workspace. Okay. Oops. All right, let's open atomic. Hasn't loaded yet. Yo, low-key, it slowed down a bit during startup. But it's okay once it starts. Does feel... Oh, now normal pi was a bit slow there. Okay. Maybe it's normal pi. Let's try Claude Code. Or... I wanted to try Droid, actually. I don't know how to... Let's start a Claude Code. Let's see how slow this is. Oh, this is hella slow at the start. Okay, and then it's stabilized.
When Cloud Code finishes starting, will you check both whether it sees the same workspace and whether it can access the atomic workflow definitions?
Can you make the droid harness be able to use models within my 9 router base URL? Let's see if we can do that. Meanwhile, my workflow is here. Still cooking, 4 minutes in. Let's go into the workflow view. This UI on the second tab is hella laggy. Okay, now we're on shortlist clips. Nice. Whoa, okay. I think it might be Orca. Credits to Atomic. I don't think it's there. The GUI. I think it's my computer / Orca. Because, yeah, I'm getting the lag in Cloud Code too. But it's like significantly bad in this big chungus of a workflow. I think the rest of the laptop is okay. What we got here? Ray, you gonna go live? No. Ray's hosting an AI builder room. And you're all invited as it starts at 10 a.m. Oh shit, that was like 3 hours ago. The build is behind a paywall. So send him a DM. Damn, I think I missed it.
Before the AI Builder Room goes live, would you isolate whether the lag comes
Oh,
from
here it is.
Orca, the workflow itself, or the machine so you know what to fix first?
Nice, dude. Oh, we got 10 a.m. AI builder room. Oh, it's tomorrow. You didn't say it was tomorrow. You fool. I mean, I guess you said it at 12, so it could be implied. Let's give it a fire react for now. Okay. 20.
We'll investigate if optimizations we can make for Orca. We are doing major rewrites to improve TUI. Thank you for the feedback.
Nice. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily. Yeah. You got the. Like I said, yeah. Orca is. It's like probably their thing as well. Because this, like, I'm experiencing lag in all the harnesses. The atomic one seems to be worse, but I think that's because it's done the most work, doing the workflows, multiple agents. Yeah. Just fix for which model should I add? FMD. All 133 models. Get cheap seek and experimental. Okay. So it looks like we already had some of the models enjoyed, but not all of them. Okay, and Pi can see the atomic workflows. I mean, makes sense. They're all just files, right? 6 stages in order. So how it works is it finds the stream or downloads if needed, transcribes, get inventory of every topic, shortlist, review, render. Okay.
For tomorrow's AI Builder Room, how will you compare the 4 models' contributions and decide when an experimental result is good enough to continue the workflow?
We definitely need to edit the questions that this co-host asks. Let me just submit a prompt here. Let's improve the co-hosts' questions. They should be more like shorter, and they should aim to spark something, spark a debate, spark a hook, or conversely, give valuable information that could help whatever AJ, the host, is trying to do at that moment. All right, let's just improve how this co-host speaks. Yeah, so now I'm thinking about this. There's like an inventory stage in my workflow, and I now have this hook ledger app, which I want to integrate with that. So the hook ledger is supposed to be an inventory as well of every single hook from every live stream or something like that. So it'd be great if, we can integrate them both. That would probably only be one prompt too. Yeah. Okay, back to the graph. Interestingly, if you're in an individual node, you can't go back to the graph with F2. You have to use Control X. I think F2 would make sense to keep. Should the ledger merely catalog hooks, or should it actively rank and ingest the strongest ones into each new stream's workflow? Oh, it does much more. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Like it tries to be an exhaustive inventory, and then I go from those. I can stage clips. I can archive clips. I can like convert them into vertical clips. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So the promise here with Atomic seems to be that managing these workflows are better suited in the way they do it compared to the way I used to do it, which was just skill files. It makes it more deterministic. That's actually a good question. All right, let me try fork this. Let's see. Would this be a seamless fork? Actually, this isn't even the main chat here. So I'd have to return to graph and then return to main chat. So like double control X. And now I can fork. Super laggy. I wonder if this fork will be less laggy because maybe it's a new TUI. Oh, I can go back from any message. Interesting. I'm going to keep that just in case. This one where we've already analyzed the workflow. You can also go /clone. Oh, nice. I'm going to ask this one. Do some research about Atomic or look at the docs to answer if we've properly used the benefits Atomic's workflow management has over my previous way of just doing skill files. For instance, the determinism and other factors. All right, let's see. Let's see if we're actually getting the best out of I meant to say look at the docs. It's like look at the docs. Let's see if we're getting the best out of Atomic here. When you use fork or clone, should it inherit a frozen snapshot of the current workflow or remain linked so future ledger updates can flow into both branches? Yeah, a frozen snapshot for sure. But it could ideally it'd also be linked so you're not like doubling up on storage. And there's other factors to consider as well, but we're trying to get some better co-host questions here. Updated, okay. Build clean. Do I need to restart the app? Is it even running? Might not even be running. Okay, it is. Wonder if that was a seamless fix. Shortlisting clips. This is gonna go for a while. In my skills, I had adversarial agents, so it would it's gonna take a while to make these clips. But it's still cool. Like I'm learning about Atomic, and let's see if I'm actually using their determinism. Once shortlist clips finishes, what repeatable test will you use to prove this workflow? At the moment, I'm just gonna see the videos it's made at the end. And how does that compare with my skill system? And then also, how does that compare with my skill system in different harnesses? And then also, if I find another workflow management system, which I haven't really seen any other good ones, to be honest, I might try those. Verdict. The orchestration is atomic native. Determinism is still skill file behavior. Do not treat a green render as proven until validation. Okay, what's missed? The render proof is model self-report. Okay, so these are the kind of gates that it would be really great to have deterministic checks. instead of having a model check. Let's see. The worker is told to render smoke probe and validate. Nothing in the graph runs them. Cache gates can also go stale. So I think in the definition of the workflow, you could actually have like supplementary scripts, test suites, etc. run, which would be really valuable. Yeah, so there's a lot of room to upgrade. And I want to make sure I'm giving Atomic the best go. So we're getting all these features. Next, I can add the 3 context tool probes. Yeah. Go. I love it if they finish with say go. Bet that's a Grok thing. We'll see. I've probably seen it before. But then you can just be like, Geo, boom. Okay, we're approaching 2 o'clock, and I did RSVP to Cerebrus's Supernova event, which I might want to go to. So to wrap things up nicely, I will let this thing cook. I'll let Atomic cook. I'll probably revisit next stream. Co-host. I think the co-host has been a great success. Like, it's rendering, it looks cute. The messages are messaging. We've got the base there. We can make it a lot better, and we will. And yeah, the video editor, I demoed that in the first half of the stream. I think that's going really well too. So everything's going well. It's just things take time, and there's other things to do. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more. And we have the thank you credits, as always, rolling at the end of the stream. So yeah, big thank you to everyone who was in the chat, or even if you're just lurking, viewing. That is fine too. And we'll see you next time. Yo, why isn't it coming through? Okay. Seems to be some issue with the thank you. I don't know why. Okay. Well, no thank you credits today. But yeah, I'll just shout out some people. Let's say manually. Okay, of course, mixture of experts. Thank you so much for the content, the messages, the help, the assistance, the atomic harness. We'll definitely revisit. I see through. Absolute legend. OG. Toby-Wan Kenobi. They probably got their Claude reset back and they're off. Joao Fernandez. OG. Coming through in the chats. Every time. Appreciate you. G2HO. And there was more, but I think we had an issue with the stream resetting midway. So, yeah.